What in the world was Anthony Joshua thinking by hiring Robert Garcia for his rematch with Alexander Usyk? Now, I got nothing against Robert Garcia. In fact, I watch him from time to time on ES News. He has some pretty good interviews and stuff like that. But seems like the obvious choice would, of course, been James Bashir. I mean, he went up there and even worked with Anthony Joshua for around 2 weeks. Why would you not want to hire the guy that worked with Usyk for 3 years? I mean, he knows things about Usyk that other trainers don't know. And besides, which heavyweights has Robert Garcia ever worked with? So I don't quite know what Anthony Joshua was thinking. In fact, I watched an interview earlier today on BWTM Sports and Gaming with James Bashir. I believe they're supposed to do part 2 later on today. But even James was sitting in his car like he just couldn't figure out why Anthony Joshua would pick Robert Garcia. I guess he's comfortable with him. And I just don't, I don't see the logic in it because, like I said, which heavyweights has he actually worked with? I don't know. I was kind of leaning towards Joshua winning the rematch, which he still may do, but it'll be a lot more difficult now because he doesn't have a strategist in his corner, and he might be fighting off instinct again because, he doesn't have the correct trainer, You want a guy that speaks a heavyweight's language. Like the great Emmanuel Stewart said, heavyweights think differently, so you got to have a guy in your corner that knows how to keep you from panicking. Like if you get hurt, you get wobbled, you get confused by a style, he can calm you down, He can make you adjust and adapt. I just think it's a no-brainer to hire James Ali Bashir. I just don't get that one. But we'll see what happens. I believe the fight may happen in August or September. It keeps getting pushed back. That's me in the background, a little documentary I did years ago when I was boxing. See the dreads. Anyway, I don't know what Joshua was thinking. I guess maybe he liked something. He must like something about Robert Garcia, or he wouldn't have brought him into his camp. But I just would have stuck with James because he knows the sport well, worked under Emmanuel Stewart, worked with Lennox Lewis. Now, maybe that's why he didn't hire James Bashir because, of course, we know Anthony Joshua and Lennox Lewis don't really get along too well. So maybe he didn't want to win the fight. And then, people would say, well, he had to hire one of Lewis's trainers in order for him to get the win. So maybe he wanted to, maybe his ego kicked in and he thought, well, I want to do it based off my own merit. But still, you have to work smarter and put your ego aside, because if you lose the fight, where are you then? So what do you guys think about Anthony Joshua bringing in Robert Garcia? I'm not too fond of it, as I've stated. Yeah, I just don't get it. When Lennox Lewis, like I said many times, when he lost his first fight to Oliver McCall, what did he do? He hired the guy that was Oliver McCall's trainer and brought him into his camp, won the rematch, took his career to the next level. But we'll see what happens, I think it puts more pressure on AJ to win the fight now because a lot of people are wondering why he made this move. And, of course, he did the world tour here in America and looking for trainers, like he's trying to absorb as much knowledge as he could and put, piece by piece, take from each trainer and make one big, compilation or whatever, conglomerate, I don't know. But it's hard to say what he's thinking. In other heavyweight news, of course, the Joe Joyce, Joseph Parker fight is off because Andy Lee's wife is having a child. And Joseph Parker said he didn't want to fight while his trainer was out with his wife. Sounds a little bit suspect. I don't know. Some people see it as a duck. I was looking forward to it, and not so much looking forward to the press conferences because they were going to be kind of dull. But I was looking forward to that fight. It's not happening. But a big fight I've been looking forward to is Daniel Dubois versus Trevor Bryan. Um, Trevor's a pretty good fighter from what I've seen, and I hear a lot of good things about him. And I think if he can work his jab and keep it busy, he can cause Daniel Dubois a lot of problems, kind of like Joe Joyce did. And I think maybe that's his strategy going into the fight with Dubois. But if he doesn't jab, I think Daniel Dubois will just run right through him because he's the bigger, stronger guy. And, he looks for the KO, which is not always good. But I think against someone like Trevor Bryan, whose weight seems to fluctuate a lot, if it can catch him when he's kind of out of shape, then Daniel Dubois have probably a short night, But that's what's going on. I'm not sure if Deontay Wilder's coming back, but the heavyweight division, we'll see. We're halfway through the year, and we still haven't seen the AJ Usyk rematch. All we got was Fury versus Dillian White. Was Fury Wilder 3 this year, or was that last year? I think that was last year. But we need to start getting some big fights before the year's over. Anyways, the J. Roos Theory, thank you for watching. LSR forever. Be fearless. Yay, yay.